Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stoneface Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we're here to watch some more Gundam 00. We're on the penultimate episode, and we got some penultimate comments here.
Well,
Let's see what people got to
penultimate
say.
episode of season one, anyway.
Yeah, correct.
Still a season two and a movie.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the aliens.
People keep saying aliens.
I'm building up my emotional expectation for aliens, and I'm ready for it to be cut short. So, let's see what we got people here to say. Long Hey Long, great fan, says, it's built up to this. Gundam 00, one of the most peak Gundams ever made. The previous episodes were just to show how OP the GN suits are. The Trinity are just taking orders from the traitor that is named Laguna. It is time to explain the pseudo GN drives later.
Um, Shit, I just had a thought in there and it went. That's
Yeah,
my least favorite system of ranking things. What's the opposite of peak, by the way?
Nadir.
What?
Nadir.
Deer?
The Nadir, Nadir, is the lowest point of something.
Is
It
that
would be
the
the opposite of peak.
is that the word that they use? It goes from peak, mid, nadir.
That's the word I would use. I don't know if other people would say it. They
Oh,
might just call it garbage.
all right. Let's just say it's not. I'm not a fan of the whole peak, mid. It's all shit. No one ever says that and they're right. I've never seen anyone say that's a mid show and they were right. Same way as someone will say, "Oh, this is peak arc" or "This is peak One Piece" and that sort of thing, right? I've never heard anyone say that and they were right. Cool, you're 100% on this. I'll take your silence as agreement.
I mean, like, when it comes to verbiage, I just make up words. Really, I really do.
All right, moving on.
But yeah, no, the GN suits are overpowered, and hey, now we know why we did that. He also continues to say, emotional resonance. It's strange to say, Witcher Mercury has more, in my opinion. Little concerning, but I guess it's more, splice of life people. Understandable. At the end, the Earth governments just gained access to GN Drive Taos. I'll explain the GN Drive Tau, now, I guess. They generate toxic GN particles, the red version, but we have the same functionality as the original 5. The GN Drive Tau requires an electric charge to get the drive to produce particles. That's the main difference. But you already knew that since you guys are ahead in the Patreon. Yeah, we're probably a few episodes ahead of this right
How
here.
dare you, Griff?
What?
How dare you read out a comment about the emotional resonance of Witch Mercury and then not pause for a response? You literally just went on to the very next topic.
This is response time, Theta. What have you got to say? Is the Witch from Mercury more emotionally resonant than Gundam 00?
Well, yes, that's what they're responding to. God damn it, Griff. You're having me respond to the thing before when you've just read out a whole thing about how the engines work. Doesn't make any goddamn sense. Feel like Bill O'Reilly all of a sudden. You're giving me a bad teleprompter. You're the guy holding the cards. Fuck it.
We're
We'll do
doing
it
it live.
live.
But let's see. As far as like the rest of the drive stuff though, getting back to that.
Yes,
Uh,
conversation we had literally an hour ago.
so they are toxic. Nina's still out there with one. But I have no idea what's happened to her since then. Though they just said that she went into space, so I guess she's going to try linking up with some kind of asset. Ali has the other one, and I can only now predict that Ali is going to like die of like toxic poisoning or something here. Like that would be karmic, right?
I'm having a real problem, Griff. I don't
Yeah.
remember who the fuck Nina is.
Yeah, already forgot. She's the person who got saved, don't you remember?
What episode?
2 episodes ago.
She was. Where is she?
That's okay. You don't know who Nina is. I don't know who Gary is.
Well, no, I know who Nina is now. She's the only surviving Trinity member. I
There
just,
you go.
I
There
just
you go.
don't remember where she is.
She just straight up disappeared. They said that she's probably going to space, and that's the last we heard right now. They
Right,
literally just cut her right out of it and moved along.
right. But I mean, her drive. What were we talking about? There was, I think we were talking about maybe 4 or 5 recordings ago, or as everyone else remembers them, episodes. Um, shit about the drives giving them cancer or some shit. But that was specifically we were talking about the Earth GN drives. I know your question now
Yeah.
is they're all from Earth, and yes, I'm talking about the I guess United Nations drive, which is the ones they
Hmm.
got from the Arctic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not specifically, we didn't ever mention the Trinity's drives. So I guess that's why it's throwing me off when you brought Nina into the mix because hers is one of the Trinity units, not one of the United Nations units.
Right. I mean, I guess I'm expecting them all to be toxic.
I mean, technically they're not the same as the Gundam Meister's ones, but we don't
Hmm.
know if the Trinity's ones are the same as the United Nations ones, because I guess the concept that was thrown out was that Laguna created the Trinity, and maybe then Laguna just took 3 drives from the United Nations storehouse thing and then put it into his own custom units, but that hasn't been talked about either. However, at the same time,
Yeah.
this episode does start off the 00 mark with a 2 years ago thing, so who the fuck knows?
We're going back to Zanata's territory today. So,
No, that would be 8 years ago. Remember, 8 years
there you go.
ago is when the Jupiter mission launches, or something like that.
Oh, I thought that was even further. That was like 20.
I don't remember. Well, maybe it was 8 years ago that they
We got to get
found.
our notes out. We got to get our
Yeah,
notes out
maybe it was
eventually.
8 years ago that they found the ship that was drifting around Jupiter. And then that ship launched earlier than it. Something like that. Anyway, that would be the Xanatos jump back.
Yeah. Adriano Bernandez here says, for context, CB chief engineer pointed out the fact that the Thrones use some sort of pseudo GN driver, and unlike true GN drives, those have limited operation time. True GN drives have near infinite operation time and produce GN particles from topological defect blanket, TD blanket, referred in the episode. As the schematics show that the core of the GN drive, it requires a Jupiter environment to be produced and is the missing piece of the Throne cheap knockoff. Also, Tiaria detected changes in Veda's data, in particularly high-level classified information, followed by his access suddenly being denied.
So, yeah, basically what I just told you last episode about how the drives
Yeah,
worked. Which I guess was
yeah.
just me remembering the comments that I respond to. Remember, if it says theta here, that's me responding to the comments. If it doesn't, that's Griff.
No, that's just staying impersonating me. Don't believe him. Quick, everyone.
How can I, someone who's hated by everybody, impersonate somebody who is loved by everybody? That's just impossible, Griff.
How dare? But the topological defect blanket. Oh man, that is a nice bit of technobabble right there. But no, they have to be in Jupiter. Makes sense.
I
We're
think
not
you
getting
can
more of them soon.
probably buy one of those at Dead Stings and discounts. I want a
Weighted
blanket.
topological blanket, of
Yeah, the
course.
topological defects make it cheaper.
Uh, XX says celestial being pre-thrones managed to wage war legally. Even the horrific killings, looking at you, Gundam Virtue, was against non-fleeing combatants. The problem is that they aren't a sovereign and therefore do not have the right to declare war, which makes their war unlawful by default. Thanks, Ewan, Navigator. Glad to have you here. Um,
Yeah, I do
even if they
appreciate the their fights were legal. However, they're unlawful by default.
they
All right.
have not been recognized by anyone else as a sovereign nation capable of making those decisions, therefore terrorists, yeah.
No, I'm just saying
Um,
that the entire statement is a double negative, in which case it means none of it applies.
Even if they were a sovereign, the crimes of the thrones are done in the name of the whole, and Celestial Being lacks any sort of ambassadors that can claim deniability. They also can't send any because they lack any protections afforded to those who own territory, so there's nothing stopping them from simply, quote, interrogating the messenger. The insurrecting party in civil wars are also considered domestic terrorists, quote, until they win, even if they are proven right by victory later on. Yeah, no, I mean, like, this very much points out the hypocrisy of terrorism, which is that everything is terrorism uh because you don't like it.
Well, I mean, there is a standard definition of different forms of applied
Mhm, mhm.
force. Terrorism is a specific use of applied force versus force that is applied in a way that you don't like legally and with authority. You might describe it as terrorism, but legally it is distinct from terrorism.
Mhm. I do like the part though where they mention like the difficulties that these people would have like in the first place of like sending ambassadors, trying to get their message out and doing other things. Because the instant they do, like that person's getting arrested. That
Yeah.
nobody can speak on their behalf at all.
Well, yeah, you said a Haru.
Oh yeah, they do have like all the undercover people, don't they?
Or, they could just direct message the UN. Clearly, there's communications technology capable of overriding others. Xanatos did it. Schreidenberg, or whatever his fuck his name is. He did it from his moon base when he was 200 years in the grave, so clearly it's possible. Because
They
nobody
can
is.
send messages across the globe. We've
That
covered that
is.
before.
That is one of the. Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, though. I'm talking about superseding
Yeah,
existing
yeah, yeah.
messages, which is, I think, the most unbelievable aspect of the entire damn thing. Is that
Ah,
nobody has updated or changed the communications technology in the last 200 years. Like, imagine somebody um, 20 years ago trying to hack into your modem, right?
uh-huh.
They would have no idea about the protocols your modem now uses because of what are we on TP4?
We're on like IPv5 now, or Wi-Fi like 7 or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Jeez.
there has been a lot of little things changed that the person on the outside would have no perceptible way to know. But this guy from 200 years ago can still hack into the communications net and take over control from current day systems.
If if I were to give any benefit of the doubt, what I would say is Veda exists as a thing that was made maybe like 200 years ago, maybe up to 100 or something, right? They had a design plan, they finished it at some point. In the ensuing time period, Veda communicates with other things, and the things outside of Veda are upgraded. So Veda doesn't do things directly, it speaks towards an intermediary that can figure out what the old stuff is, and that people are working on the intermediaries know what the new stuff is.
Okay,
That would
Haru's
be my hopeful explanation of it, but then again, I'm not writing the show, so
Haru's have some form of artificial intelligence. Agree or disagree?
definitely agree.
All right. Now Haru's are a modern thing because they're all over Earth, right?
Yeah.
So imagine your modern day artificial intelligence Haru being outwitted by a 200-year-old computer that will just name Veda, right? Imagine, imagine your computer in your room right now being outwitted by Multivac, the building-sized computer. I forget, was that U.S. or England?
Hey, I didn't write a program that says don't be outwitted. I didn't import that.
I'm
So
just, I'm just
that's my fault
imagining
right there.
the advancement of computer technology as we understand it today. Your current computer outwitting a computer from 200 years in the future. Because
I want to see that story now.
that's what I'm saying. Just the
I
Xanatos
want to see
level of shit
I want
that's
to see
going on.
Colossus, but like internet technology gets developed and someone's like, "My smartphone is smarter than you, Colossus. What do you think of that?" And then he fires the nukes.
Yeah. I mean, I love the Foreman Project. It's a great movie. I guess it's the closest example that, okay, how big would the computer of um, God, when was that one made? The building-sized ones. Um, that was what, 60s, 50s?
I think 60s. It gives me a 60s vibe.
How big would it? Well, I remember the we watched a video. I think I just linked it to you. Was the little node things that look like giant lights that are like basically 1 bit from
Yeah,
the
vacuum tubes. Straight
yeah
up vacuum
the
tubes.
vacuum tube things that would comprise those building size things. How big of a building would you need to equal your computer of today in compute computational power? And then imagine that extrapolated to how much of the inside of the moon has to be a 200-year-old computer to be equivalent to your modern Haru.
The secret is there's not much of Moon left in that universe.
That's what I'm saying, is that
It's gotta be good.
how shameful is it that we're being beaten by a 200-year-old computer?
Well, it's got a very good chess program, you see.
And we know that nobody's directly upgrading that computer because it's a secret moon base.
Mhm. Meanwhile, Miko Rivera says, just important to know that the whole season 1 is literally an introduction to the actual plot of the story, as most of the context of season 2 is already explained in season 1, so the season 2 focus is mostly in action. Cool, that's great to know. So, since we're on our penultimate episode of season 1 here, I would say season 1 maybe moves a little slow. So if it's entirely just the setup for a faster season in the future, a la like Mob Psycho, which we just finished watching, yeah, no, that's perfectly fine.
So my first thought was I returned to what I think I said a couple days ago. God, I hope you're
Uh-huh.
getting these names right, especially with the flourish you put on the last name.
If I get your name wrong, everyone go ahead and make another comment telling me how wrong I am.
Well, it's just a step beyond to start adding flourish to the Spanish names.
I just want to say I love everyone who gives us comments. I do my absolute best, but I do it live, and I just and I'm just gotta keep making mistakes.
I have no idea if you are or not, so I hope you're getting it right. Because the moment you start to put energy into their last names, it's
Mhm.
like, oh, I hope that's right, or this is going to be embarrassing.
And of course, we have, of course, the name I never get wrong, Long Halong.
So far as we
Alien.
know,
Yeah, as far as I know. Aliens, interesting guess. So technically, there are two traders Laguna made Trinity and is doing things his way. And the UN guy is power hungry. Oh yeah, have we seen?
thought Laguna
Literally
was
went to
the
the moon to watch his hacker work.
thought Laguna was the UN guy.
Um, I think so. Yeah,
He's a UN
pretty
observer.
confident.
Oh no, he is. He works for the UN because he went to the princess's place as the
And then
part.
there's the girl with the ninja.
Well, they're part of celestial being.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're calling them a ninja though.
She has a ninja agent with her.
She has like a bodyguard.
Yeah, the bodyguard is basically a ninja.
We've never seen him do anything. Literally anything.
He's done like a spin kick or a high
I'm
jump kick or
I
whatever.
100% hope that you're not calling him a ninja because he's Asian.
I'm calling him a ninja because he's an action character in Gundam.
I in fact believe that she herself has a Chinese name and
Oh yeah.
ninjas are Japanese. So I guess slightly more offensive or less offensive.
I think the most offensive thing here is that he's definitely in the wrong series. He needs to go to G Gundam.
I legit was hoping you were gonna go for so like comment like
So everybody, remember to
got
like, comment,
abandoned
and subscribe.
conversation escape.
Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below to feed that algorithm. Oh wait, no, I forgot to tell you all what happened last time. So, last time was Stop the World. Alessandro Corner, after setting off Aliona's Cyber's trap, becomes enraged by how Alio outsmarted him even in death. The Ptolemyos crew finished repairing the dynamis and picked up another GN arms. The crew discusses the Trans Am system, noting that the extreme boost in performance only lasts for a short time and drains the GN particles in the process. While returning to the Batalamos, Setsuna detects an inbound UN assault force of GNXs in the Throne's Y. The Gundams are eventually overwhelmed by the GNX, but the situation changes when the Meisters activate the Trans Am systems. Dynames soon arrives with the GN arms and destroys more GNXs and two UN carrier ships, but the Throne's Y destroys the GN arms before the final blow can be dealt. When the Dynames is heavily damaged after a vicious duel with Ali, Lock-On abandons its suit to continue the fight, determined to avenge his family. Using an intact cannon from the G-Arms, you were right all along, Theta, Lock-On destroys the throne, but a final shot from Ali damages the cannon. Floating in space, Lock-On contemplates the current state of the world and admits his hatred of it long enough before he dies, when the cannon explodes.
I think
Got
it's
anything to add to
interesting
that?
that they add little lighthouses to the asteroids.
Oh, you actually like see that right there?
Well, I see it right there. It was also in the last episode.
Hmm.
There were all these little like tower things on the asteroids. I mean,
I guess you got to figure out which one is which.
this is also an unrealistic depiction of asteroids. But
Yeah, it's media asteroid belt.
also, they're not in. They never actually say that they've gone to the asteroid belt before. So we just see all these asteroids. It's like, oh, I guess you've flown past Mars without us telling.
They call them satellites, so maybe they moved a couple of them closer or something. Who knows?
That seems dangerous for no reason.
Absolutely.
We don't see any like mining ships or anything. Watch 2 years ago, mining ship one launching for. But also, then why would you move the asteroids closer to Earth to mine them? Just mine them from the asteroid belt.
So this episode has to be the episode where Setsuna talks with everyone and gets them all on board with becoming Gundams, right?
No, Satsuna's not the person who does that. Anyway,
Yeah.
unrealistic
True.
depiction of the asteroid belt was what I was saying. Because,
Hmm.
nothing is that close together.
Right. You see, they're a lot further apart. But like
Well,
the little impacts there like indicate to me like no, maybe they move these closer together intentionally.
I
I don't
don't
know.
know.
I don't
I
know.
mean, at the same time, though, you can even look at the recent, God, what was it called? The thing where they were trying to hit a an asteroid with a payload,
Yeah.
and you can see when the camera on the payload is flying in, how there is nothing around that asteroid.
Yup.
Like nothing in the background, nothing in sides. It's not
Just a
the
tiny rock in the middle of space.
yeah. It's a lot of room and space, and not a
Hmm.
lot of stuff to occupy it with.
All right. You got any thoughts going into this episode?
Yeah. Again, Setsuna was recruited themselves. They're not the recruiter. Yeah, I mean, if anyone was going to recruit her,
Uh-huh.
I'd imagine it'd be that lady. But even then, I'm not sure because
So maybe they'll have a heart-to-heart talk, and then she'll go ahead and give the leader speech,
maybe it's
which
that.
makes sense for her character, I
Maybe,
think.
in fact, I think maybe it might be that Chinese girl you're being derogatory about. Because she seems to just be the walk around to talk to people kind of thing. I mean, I
Yeah.
assume she's an observer sort of scenario, but she's
Yeah.
actually like going out there and doing things in the greater world more so than we've seen anybody else do.
Mm-hmm. Right. She's being very active, but hasn't done anything like gone to the moon base and destroyed Veda or anything yet.
Well,
She's just
she's
like, I'm here with the thrones, and then the thrones get destroyed, and now I'm like, okay, so she's back at step one now.
well, I assume it's because she has a greater plan because she's also been with Celestial Being this entire time.
Yeah.
Episode 1, in fact.
So I think in that case, let's just go ahead and watch. So everyone, before we get started, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below to feed that algorithm. Top of all that, if you watch more shows like this, uncut and unfiltered and uncensored, as well as some early access stuff, you can check us out over on the Patreon. Just $5 a month, but no pressure. So support channel just a little bit extra.
See, I said her. She'd be the one to do it if she was one of them.
Yep.
ちょっと待ってくださいスメラギさん彼はまだ子供ですよ パイロット特性は基準値をクリアしてるわ。
ベーダが彼を選んだのですか？
もちろんよ。
信じられない。
いいじゃねえか。俺らは相当
I guess only she could really verify that.
ガンダムマイスターになった。
Hey, you look like the kid that killed
年
my
齢なんて
parents.
関係ねえ。そうだろう。
あんたは
コードネームはロックオンストラトス。成層圏の向こう側まで狙い撃つ男だ。お前もガンダ
What
ム
a
の世界を
stupid
変えたい
name.
んだろ。
I feel even worse about knowing you.
俺もだよ。セスナ。
We're all collectively dumber for having heard you say that. I mean, I feel bad for the horror unit. That's at least... I've got emotions for that.
We must protect the little Haro unit. It is round and small.
Again, it's a very 80s to 90s Gundam emotion that they're
Yeah.
throwing out here, and that my main character can't possess any emotion but grief, and only when they're yelling. And it's not... I don't...
And now we combine the two.
I don't feel anything for that, though. Maybe that's my own ego death. I don't
Maybe.
feel... I mean, it's different if he's just crying, like in regret from being unable to save. I don't even know if they're friends. This person that he works with. His work acquaintance, if you will. But just shouting at the sky? Eh.
Even funnier when you're in space and there isn't a sky to shout to, so...
Famously, I don't believe anyone can hear you scream. I
All
heard
the
that.
better to scream even louder.
I heard that from aliens. I wonder if they're gonna show up.
You know, now would be the time.
Yeah,
One of them shushed up and like looks like lock-on. It's like, I took the form that would put you most at ease, and then Sasuna's like, oh yeah, he tried to kill me once, and they're just like, wow, you're fucked up.
I was gonna go with the, hey, Lock-on's body's still here, but this weird thing is grappled to his face.
Oh gosh. Giant Gundam anime, but also horror anime. Let's go.
Well, it goes
Let's
back
do
to
it.
the soccer hooligans thing, right? Can't fight those with Gundams. Hey, it's your favorite couple.
プトレマイオスから特別暗号通信が届きました。
内容は
It's the ninja.
国連軍疑似 GN ドライブ搭載モ
Dressed
ビル
in
スーツ部隊
traditional ninja garb. That's how you identified him as a ninja, right?
そう。世界はどちらに傾くのかしら。国連か彼らか。
貴様だ。やめろティーリア。貴様が地上に降りたばかりに戦力が分断された。答えろ。なぜ彼が死ななければならない。なぜ彼が。
敵はまだいるのよ。
Ah, the slap some sense into a move.
You know, they're kind of floating around like they have no gravity. But if you slapped somebody with no gravity, they'd go flying.
Oh, they'd start rotating out of control. That would destroy the emotions of that scene.
That would be an argument I'd love to watch, though. Let me tell you something. When I get back around, I'm gonna...
嫌なんすよ。こういうの。
Meanwhile, you're that guy right there, just like, I can't stand this.
捕獲した機体も失ってしまった。それにガンダムの新たな能
Yeah, I
力。
guess Gary's dead.
マネキン大佐、私は現中域からの撤退を進言する。
But they're more than half
このま
down
ま
on
で
their
はいたずらに
own
兵を失
Gundams.
うだけだ。
Yeah, they took completely unprecedented losses for prototype material.
まさか GN ドライブ搭載型
It's
が
not
まだあ
material,
る
it's
と
the
いうの
engines,
か。
remember?
わかりません。
They're all made of the same
到着
shit,
次
they're
第
not
第二次
Gundanium.
攻撃を開始せよとの命令です。
本艦へ向かってくるジンクスを捕捉。
何？
生存者がいたのか。機体照合確認。パイロットは AEU 所属パトリック・コーラサワー少尉です。すみません大佐、やられちゃいました。
Oh yeah, he's the one who floated out into space.
バカ者が。
Oh, at least he's alive. And then he gets to find out his friend's dead. Oh, this is gonna be like
Oh,
entirely...
you know who wasn't there?
私の能力支
Our
配
guy from IBO wasn't there.
遮断処置を施した。
Ah, yeah.
そ
The
れと
blonde guy.
どちらにせよ次の戦いで決着をつける。
私は完全体の長兵。出来損ないの被験体 E57 に負けるわけにはいかない。
I hope not.
Every time I see E57, I just keep thinking Kakarot.
気休めです。アステロイド周辺は監視されてるでしょうから。でも撃てる手は全部撃っておかないと。それでガンダムの状況は？
キュリオスは飛行ユニットを取り除けば出撃は可能だ。バーチャは外装を取っ払ってナドレで出撃させる。
Like I said, I can perfectly repair them, but I can't tell you. Apparently, they need hidden systems, or in fact, their complete operational capacity.
お願いします。現戦力で期待できるのは強襲用コンテナとエクシア、GN アー
And
ムズ。
much like Wing,
頼みの綱のトランザム
Arms is one of the
制
worst
限時間が
Gundams.
ある。ディエリア、
スメラギリノリエが次の作戦プランを提示してください。
まさか戦おうというの？
もちろんです。敵の疑似 GN ドライブ搭載型を殲滅させれば世界に対して我々の力を誇示することができ、計画を継続できる。
リスクが大きす
Ah,
ぎる。
yes, rule through
敵の援
force.
軍が来る可能性
Nothing
も。
will make the people side with you more.
ですが、
Exactly. Once they know we have a monopoly on violence, they'll come to our side immediately.
アレルヤとセツナも。
頼みます。
生き残る。
That's gonna be terror on the eyes.
Yeah, she's got Lonely Nerd, the lighting in that room.
No, I just mean the all-white background on the screen with white pop-ups.
If Vada's so smart, why didn't Vada come with a dark mode?
If Vada's so powerful, why won't it fight me?
家族の仇を撃たせろ。恨みを晴らさせろ。
命を投げ出して仇を撃ったのか、ロックオン。
なんだお前、死ぬのが怖いのか。それは神を冒涜する行為だぞ。
God damn it, everything was a blasphemy against God in that country.
死の果てに神はいない。
今になって思う。ソレスタルビーイングは俺たちは存在することに意義があるんじゃねえかってな。
存在すること。
Ah, here we go.
生きること。
Getting the ego back.
亡くなった者たちの思いを背負い、世界と向き合う。神ではなく、俺が俺の意志で。
There we go, that's what he needed. Only took the whole season.
4つの物体を確認したそうです。
アステロイドの外周を紹介中の部隊に確認させろ。
は、陽動
Four
だ。
objects.
そう思います。
後方より接近する機影があります。
What?
なんだこの機体は。
これもソレスタルビーイングから接収したのか。
Well, I guess Trinity must have had a ship, right?
そうっすか。
Yeah, I can't think we saw it.
I'm pretty sure we did, I just don't remember it being completely gold,
で
so...
もやるしかないのよね。
So maybe Gary is alive.
何してんのフェルト。手紙を。手紙？うん。天国にいるパパとママ、それからロックオンに。フェルトの両親は？
演技悪いな、遺書なんて。
You know what that means, right?
私は生き残るから。
She's doing it as a form of grief management.
It means she thinks she's going to hell.
そっか。
Because otherwise, you could deliver letters to heaven when you get there yourself, right?
Oh, I love that observation. That's great.
私も出そうかな手紙。
誰にです？
コロニーにいるママ。育ての親だけどね。
But here we are getting some of the bridge crew backstory. Just before they die.
ベータに選ばれて。
One day away from retirement.
ほんとほんと。
そういうリヒティは？
Which is this the...
Yeah, we got
What?
the outro song. It's already coming.
How is that? That's not possible.
We're wrapping up Theta. This is it. That's the whole episode. Flash by, huh, didn't it?
No, I can see we're not even halfway in. What the hell's going on? Please don't let the endless poem just be the intro song. The whole thing.
They're amping up is what's happening.
ナドレの整備は終了した。しかしトライアルシステムもなく粒子貯蔵量も少ないナドレでは。
それでもやるさ。私は ロックオンの敵を撃たなければならない。
あまり熱くならない方がいい。
This has to be some sort of, you know, metaphor or simile or something, right? Lock-on died getting revenge for something. So now this one's gonna go out to get revenge for Lock-on, which means someone's gonna have to go out to get revenge for the person he kills to get revenge for Lock-on. Well, literally, Lock-on was missing an eye. The whole an eye for an eye thing. Pretty much on the nose, Griff.
いないな。
そう。寂しいね。
寂しいのはあいつだ。だからハロー、そばにいてやってくれ。ロックオンストラトスのそばに。
Don't play basketball with a Haru.
いてあげて、ハロー。ありがとう。E センサーに反応。敵部隊を捕捉しました。相対速度0235。戦闘可能中域まで。
敵部隊の総数は
13機です。でもその中にすごく
Which is two more than they should
大
have.
きいもの？
モニターに出します。遅れました。
There's only 11 UN Gundams left.
これ戦闘艦ですか？
違うわ。あれは疑似対応炉を搭載したモビルアーマー。
粒子ビームが来ます。
あの距離から。
この
So they were going to miss anyway, because that ship barely moved.
第一粒子出力部に被弾。粒子供給を第二出力部に全て回して。了解。
I don't know, they did almost hit there.
やりますよ。
Or almost full on, anyway.
Right, but look how big the beam is, right? And the ship is basically just doing this, it's barely moving.
敵モビルアーマー。
了解。強襲コンテナ出撃中。
リヒティ、トレミーを近くの衛星の影に。
了解っす。
キュリオスとナドレはコンテナから直接出撃。トレミーの防御を。
Oh, that's right. 11 plus the one guy that they found and brought back, then plus the other one. That's the 13.
作戦通りスペースシップに対し2方向同時攻撃をかける。各機衛星を盾に接近し、これを叩け。了解。手柄は俺様が言っただけだぜ。
前方より急接近する機へ。敵機です。
アルバトーレに任せればいい。今度こそこの戦いにケリをつける。
敵モビルスーツ部隊左右より来ます。
これ以上は行かせない。
It's still kind of funny that the solution to the Trans Am system was just about like 17 of these fake drives on a single thing.
悪いなアレルヤ。俺はまだ
死にたくないんだね。
被験体 E57。
はい
Aye, aye.
We're getting the real U-type fight now.
射程内に入った。攻撃を開始する。
Cool, but it's also got the invincible shields.
Two invincible enemies fighting each other. What happens?
Again, it's got multiple drives. It's got stronger shields than you do. And apparently it doesn't have to take down its shields to fire. Love the
Oh, they are
sweet
literally
sound.
gonna die.
Love the sweet sound of klaxon alarms.
Ah, it's music to my ears.
Oh, that dude was dead.
Oh, super dead.
Not super dead, he was still all there.
Which, for being hit by a giant laser, is pretty impressive. Guys made out good stuff.
Like flesh and bones. I didn't just almost die in one battle to die in the next one. Shoot him in the engine. Why you shoot his legs and arms off?
I think they're hitting him everywhere. That's just what's coming off now.
And apparently never shot him in the gun arm.
Up, more death. Oh, I love that face. I need that meme face. Oh.
Brooks, it was like his moment of victory. Didn't see it coming. And of course, we've already established with the other guy that floating off into space means you can survive.
True, true. He's still there. But it's still funny.
See, this is everything I've ever wanted. Never all my complaints about the IBO guys ramming shit with their ship and no damage.
Every single person is fucked up in this battle. It's great. I love it.
Well, their ship got shot twice, half of it's destroyed, and they're still struggling to fight with the other half of the ship that's still... That's the shit I love. Oh my god, is he gonna be the first thing to ever get into like the viewer and shoot?
I'm not sure that maneuver helped anything. I'm gonna be honest. Very, very bold, brave, heroic, but laser beam.
I'm just saying it's the first time we've ever seen a mobile suit fly into the viewer of another ship and fire and actually get a shot off.
Gosh, you're right. Been a bit, huh? Oh, heck, they actually lived.
Oh,
Well, one of them did.
that dude has a cybernetic arm.
Yo, he's even cooler now.
Is it the purple hair guy? That can't be.
No, he's just bridge crew, man.
This hasn't even been suggested before.
Bridge crew tragic backstory episode. Let's go. Let's do it.
But this hasn't even been suggested before in the series that people could even have cybernetic anything, let alone half of my body is Terminator. This is fucking out of nowhere. Instantly 100% more invested in these two than Setsuna.
Oh yeah, no, this is great. I love this. That's good drama. That's also an open hole on your spacesuit right there.
No, remember, that's this Terminator side. The fucking guy is half Terminator. He's a mystery box all of a sudden. What the fuck did that come from? Oh, I thought that was just floating
Oh,
behind her.
she is actually also dead. Oh no, this is actually even more tragic.
I love these episodes where we parse down our way too big crew. This is emotional resonance, Griff.
I'm sorry, but the meme ruined it for me, but this is still great. Oh, and it explodes.
It's
just so you can be sure.
That's what's left of the main ship as well. So now all they got left is a little side ship that they're flying in. Perfect. Chef's kiss. I hope they come back to the Terminator thing. That's fucking out of nowhere. Oh, ramming speed too.
I want to see an orange. But I would honestly put that scene
That's
right
Outlaw
up there
Star.
with the assassination at the teddy bear store.
We're getting fucking Outlaw Star now.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Oh, we're getting everything. We're spoiled in this episode. This is great. Oh good, they got escape pods. They gotta build into at least one machine, you know? That's where we leave it off.
Oh god, that's the first time I didn't want the show to end. Fucking amazing. This is an amazing episode.
That's some high praise from you right there, honestly.
Well, 2/3 of the episode were amazing.
You still got more than everything you thought you would got.
Yeah, no, I mean, once the ending song started playing and we were trying to figure that shit out, the show got amazing.
No, I love that moment. I'm just like, yeah, no, it's totally...
Well, fortunately, here with the setup I've got going on, I can mouse over it and see where we are timeline-wise. It doesn't...
I was confused too until I moused over him, just like, I can't miss my chance.
It doesn't pop up on the overlay when I do it, so I'm good for that.
But yeah, no, back half of the episode, absolutely amazing.
No, like I said, they had to fucking explain Terminators. That not suggested ever. I mean, maybe that's how she's gonna get her arm back.
Oh my gosh, you're right. You're absolutely right. She's gonna get her arm back, she's gonna get into a machine, and she's gonna be like, yes, now I take revenge.
It's 100% Terminator, that's literally flesh and blood covering it.
キュリオスが散る、ナドレが散る、エクシアが散る、生と死が交錯していく。次回、刹那。破壊から再生へと至る変革期。その痛みに少年がうめく。
I don't know where we go from here.
Our hero's lowest point. We could go literally anywhere. We gotta see what's gonna happen. I think they've definitely laid down the groundwork, though. Setsuna already knows what he wants. He's already got affirmation for it. When they reach their lowest point and they rebuild, it's gonna be a celestial being that makes more sense to us.
I think if we had been paying closer attention, we could have been counting the number of UN mechs that were getting destroyed. Because we all know they only had 11 left. So, we were seeing each of them individually being blown up, so we don't know how many of those they have left.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, they had 12. They had 12 left because the one guy came back. And then
yeah,
they had...
I'm not the kind of person who counts bullets in people's guns either, so...
Well, that's the thing, is we know how many people are on the field. Because we know they had 13, 12 are the UN things, and the 13th was the UN-driven golden thing from the moon. So...
Mm-hmm.
And then we'd also know how many are left in Celestial Being, and then we could just see what stacks up.
Right. There's some pretty high casualties on the UN side. I'm not sure how they're going to get more drives at this point.
Well,
not that they need it if they have like the really cool ship that they got now.
They had 27 last episode. They got knocked down to 11. And then they found out they had the other guy there, then it turned into 12. And then they said reinforcements were coming, and that's when the thing popped up behind them. So I don't know if that thing was actually the reinforcements, or if they have
I think it was.
or if they have legitimate other reinforcements. Well, because they were communicating with somebody who was telling them that reinforcements were on the way, their superiors. I think their superiors would have told them, oh yeah, we got a golden mech from the moon, or some shit. You know, so you don't just suddenly start attacking your own ally. So it's entirely possible that they're bringing up the non-Gundams from Earth to start fighting too. Don't know. Why not bring everything?
The flags in here.
Yeah, well, because you got the IBO guy who's blonde, who keep forgetting the name of, who refuses to fly anything but a Gundam or GN drive flag, which is different from all the other ones. So he could fly up from the Earth. And why not bring everything? This is literally the bring everything moment.
I guess because we gotta have characters for season 2 here.
Well, we don't.
That's my answer right there, because we gotta have more going into the future.
We don't have to have anything.
We don't.
From the perspective of the person who's supporting the United Nations, why not bring everything, is all I'm saying. Literally fly everything up into... I don't care if it can't beat a GN field. It's another laser bolt.
Where we're making you Battle Commander Theta now. Send everything. Let's do it.
Yeah, why not? What's going to happen? Another war in the Middle East where we weren't paying attention?
There's always another one of those. But I think I've said everything I got to say. I'm really happy with this episode. This is great. I'm excited to see the final fight here and see what we're going to go into.
Yeah, #1 episode of the season so far. We can only go down from here, literally.
No. Why you gotta be so negative?
Because I'm sure they'll do something next episode that'll make me upset with all the progress towards the show that I enjoy.
There you go, then. So in that case, this has been Stone Face Reactions, everyone. I'm Griffin. That's Theta. We'll catch you next time. See you around. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone Face Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?